Second is customer expectation. Third is dynamic global market, environment concern about the green environment, and the last is higher labor cost and skill level. These five factors should be considered for the warehouse operations. In the first factor, growth of e-commerce, there is omni-channel fulfillment. Channel is not limited to just several retail, and now is frequent last minute orders of the smaller quantities that customer order is for the door to door. They're missing for full pallet shipping and growing unit shipping. That's the impact of the growth of e-commerce. The second factor is customer expectation. In customer expectation, we see the delivery expectation growing day to day. On-time delivery to customer, and then product personalization and value-added service, putting additional pressure on the cycle times. SKU, stock keeping units, profit illustration should be considered as a customer expectation. The third factor is the dynamic global markets. Dynamic business environments driven by the global environment, marketing and administration, trade wars, constantly involving distribution network with in-source and near-source. Let's say for the import of the export between the country, amongst country. Changes to customer profiles, about product profiles and channels and partners. I see this material in the previous weeks. And then considering the environment, government regulation about the environment, green in green production, green warehouse, green manufacturing, environment impact and sustainable process. We should measure the carbon footprint, carbon emission, renewable energy, recycling of material, health and safety. And the last that affecting the warehouse operation is a higher labor cost and skill level, higher skill levels, labor cost and availability changes, technology, fast and process variety requiring higher skill level. Now in IoT, big data analysis, all is require the higher skill level. If we see in the logistic network, the position of warehouse can be embedded inside the manufacturer. For example, this condition where warehouse there's in the plant, or warehouse can be the incoming material, raw material, or work in process, and finished goods warehouse. And there is a distribution center warehouse, or as the function of consolidation warehouse. And there is a local warehouse as in the retailer. This is a local warehouse. Distribution network, the product can go directly from the plant to the customer, or they sent to the distribution center as a consolidation warehouse, or directly from the plant go to the local or retail or warehouse and then the customer go to the retail. This is customer. Uh, this picture is show that the warehouse have several function as a temporary storage, product storage. Can be in the plant or distribution center, distributor or the wholesaler and the retailer. Is what the retailer. So we can see there is interrelated between warehouse design and warehouse operation. And today we talk about warehouse operation. Warehouse operation depend on the warehouse design. Where in the warehouse design, we should consider the overall structure. This is number one, and sizing and dimensioning. And then the third is the department layout, equipment selection, and the operation strategy in the warehouse. We will see the detail for each point here. And in the warehouse operation, we start with the incoming material or incoming product from the supplier. Here is the suppliers or the manufacturer plant. Here is the activity for receiving, and then storage for temporal storage. In the storage, we should consider the SKU department allocation, and then partition in the storage area. We call it zoning, and storage location assignments. And then continue by the picking order. If I make this threshold, here is the inbound, and this is the outbound. In the outbound, there is a activity order picking. That order picking can be the batch picker in the batching, and then we consider the routing, this sequence where this one product
Gak kuat Bert, aku
and then continue the next product, follow the next product, and sorting. This is the area of order picking.
Itu panas ya.
And then
Gak
shipping
paham
to the
bahasa
customer.
Aku perasaan ndelok film series, ndelok
Both
Marvel iku
this
nangkep aku dhewe ngomong apa aku nangkep.
interrelated between
Iki gak salah Evan ngomong
warehouse design and
gak
warehouse
nyambung
operation.
aku.
And this both will impact to the warehouse performance.
Iki paling aku tadi mikir
We will
Timberman
see one by one
What the fuck is the mom
warehouse
is doing this?
design factor and warehouse operation. The
What's
warehouse
he
design,
talking about?
as we see the 5 factors in the design, warehouse design. The problem
Aulia
is
iki sapa
overall
maneh?
structure. In the overall structure, the decision is about material flow in the warehouse, and then the department identification, relative location of department. Which department should be near or apart from other department? Is the relationship location, relative location between departments. And then the second is sizing and dimensioning. The size of warehouse itself, and size and dimension of the department, each department in the warehouse, the area for receiving, area for storage, for staging, or for docks and other function in the warehouse. Department layout can be the pallet block or stacking pattern. If we use pallet storage, we use pallet as product storage. And then axial orientation, whether it's horizontal or vertical or in diagonal direction. And then number, length, and width of the axial. Door location, door position, in which location of its door of the warehouse. Equipment selection is about the material handling, the level of automation, whether it's manually or automatic equipment. Storage equipment selection, and then material handling equipment selection for order picking, for sorting, or assorting. Um, is we discuss for the next week about the material handling equipment. And the last for the warehouse design is there is operation strategy. In the operation strategy, we choose whether it's random storage or dedicated storage or class storage, and then order picking methods selection. This for warehouse design that impact to the warehouse operations. In the warehouse operation, the main function is there three group. The first is consists of the receiving and shipping. Second is storage, and then this for the outbound activity before the shipping, and there is order picking. In the receiving shipping, we talk about the decision inbound truck dock assignment for inbound transportation, and then other truck assignment. The sequence is truck which one truck number one, number two, and then for the schedule incoming truck. And then truck dispatch schedule. This was the outbound. If this one is inbound transportation, this for outbound transportation from the warehouse. And then in the storage, we talk about the stock keeping units or SKU department assignment. There is assignment of items to different warehouse departments, depend on the characteristic or the properties of the items, and space allocation, and zoning or partitioning in the warehouse. There is assignment for its SKU to the zones, or assignment of picker, the one who will pick the item in the warehouse for its zones. Storage location assignment. There's storage location assignments exact and specification of storage class for class-based storage. Because either have class-based or dedicated based storage or random. And then for by batching, batch size. What is the how much is the batch size, and then other batch assignments. For the activity for other picking, we have routing and sequencing and sorting. In routing and sequencing, we define routing and sequencing of other picking tools, and then we'll point selection if we use automatic storage and retrieval system, or we call ASRS. Sorting, we make the order line assignment for sorting activities. That's all the warehouse operation, and before this the decision for the warehouse design. Any questions?
Kok bisa di question, Bert?
Do you have any questions?
Bert.
Hah?
Okay, I will
Boy.
continue. The next is
Yo, ngebahas
the
warehouse.
objective of the
Moro-moro
warehouse.
pelajaran warehouse.
The objective
Kok
should be
moro-moro ini question?
to
Ah,
present
tinggal
in the
tiktokan gitu.
minimum or maximum something. For this case, we have five objective for the warehouse. Why we have a warehouse? So the first is improving order picking through the routing and sequence and for sorting activity. This for the order picking operation. Successful order picking is critical for the warehouse success. Later on, we will see that the order picking takes a lot of time consuming in the warehouse. And supply chain requirements today are driving warehouse operation to develop better order picking solution about the routing and sequence. Second is utilizing cross-docking. Cross-docking can occur at any level in the distribution network, can be in the manufacturer or inside the distributor, retailer, or in the transportation carrier level. What is the cross-docking? Anyone do you from you know about the cross-docking? Have you heard before about the cross-docking?
Yes.
Ile sano arek.
How about fifth house? Do you know cross-docking? Fifth house?
Nilainya buat Evan
Yes, ma'am.
aja.
Do you know about the cross-docking? Have you heard cross-docking terms before?
I never heard it.
Huh?
Okay.
Oh iya, dia
Diki,
bukan
do
anak
you
TI.
know cross-docking?
Yes, ma'am. I think cross-docking like in logistic. When in logistic procedure where product from a supplier or manufacturer when it to distribute directly to customer, so it will be
Penyimpanan di gudang.
saving in like in docking like that.
Yes, correct. In cross-docking, we see cross the product flow from the inbound. Here is the truck with the product, let's say from plant A. This is a product A. The purple color is product A. Product B is the orange color, orange or yellow color. Is from the truck from the supplier A.
Tapi
From
kita
the
tetap
plant
masuk gudang ya, Dik.
Masih masuk, tapi
plant
langsung
B,
weng
and
langsung.
then this
Nggak
inbound
ada penyimpanan toh.
activity come to the
Ada,
warehouse.
cuma nggak lama.
This warehouse as
nggak
a
lama. Ya,
cross-docking, and then this plant C, blue color is the product from plant C, and then this plant D, and then in the cross-docking only have the activity receiving the product and then sorting and make assortment as the customer order. Let's say this order for customer 1, and then there is customer 2, customer 4, customer 3, customer 4. This let's say for customer 10, customer 11, and go to the outbound truck. Outbound truck here is the dock for outbound truck. This order for customer, let's say this customer 1, customer 2, customer 3. How we put in the truck? We should use FIFO or LIFO. Which
LIFO.
one?
LIFO, last in
Last
first out
in.
gak sih? Iya,
First in,
LIFO.
first out, or last in, first out. To put the customer order inside the box or the
Sing
trailer in the truck.
keluar, yang terakhir
Vivo
masuk
sih
kan
harusnya.
pertama kali
Vivo
keluar.
sih.
This
Vivo,
LIFO
Vivo.
or FIFO?
Bukan LIFO ya?
Vivo. Kalau LIFO
Yes.
berarti yang paling akhir lama
Which one?
dong. Gak selesai kalau di logistik.
Oh, first in first out berarti kan?
I think last in first out.
Nah kan?
Yes, last
Aku bingung.
in, first out.
Soalnya kan barang
Because
terakhir sing di truk ini banget
iya
keluar
sih.
pertama.
this truck, if we have a routing, go to the customer 1 and then customer 2, customer 3, and then go back to the warehouse. Actually, then this one you should put the customer 3 first inside the truck, and then followed by customer 2, and the last is put the things for the customer 1. So here is customer 3. Let's say customer 3 inside the box, and then customer 2, and then customer 1. So when we could as this route customer 1, so the first we visit customer 1, we do need to put out the things for the customer 2 or customer 3. We should put in order of last in, first out in this truck. So the function of the cross-docking, here there is no stocking activity. There is no storage for the items. The items will mix according to the customer order and put in the outbound truck and send the customer as a route for its truck. Here's the cross-docking. So the objective is utilize cross-docking for minimum cycle time and minimum lead time to go to the customer. But we should wait if the customer order is doesn't complete. Let's say here is customer 5 consists of product A, B, and E. If product E have come yet, so the customer 5 will be the make the assorted for customer order in the for customer 5. We should wait for the turn E to send the product. The third is increasing productivity. There's a maximize the effective use of space in the warehouse equipment. Is a pallet or material handling and the warehouse labor. And then for the utilizing the space, warehouse space, and increasing the value added of the service. We will see what is the component for the value added service to the customer to increase the customer values. This is a description of the cross-docking. Okay, now we see the typical or the function of the warehouse that we can see there's several operations in warehouse. The first is we start the product come from the suppliers, and there's the first activities receiving the product, incoming product. From the receiving area, we can directly put to the reserve storage or put in the storage itself. This is a storage primary storage, or we use cross-docking. No need to storage. No need to store the product. That we go to the shipping area for schedule delivery schedule to the customer. In the self storage, there is several pallets for picking to put according the group of the product, and we put to the primary storage as the case picking, and then the next function is we broken the case into smaller packets. We do the combination for some product accumulation, sortation, and repackaging according to the customer orders, and go to the shipping area of outbound docking area, and ship to for its customers. This is a function, the operations in the warehouse. Here, we have a function in the warehouse. There is 11 function in the warehouse. Those are the first is the receiving product from the supplier or the plant, and then the second is inspection and quality control. The third is repackaging. The fourth is put away, and then followed by the replacement to the primary picking location of the storage area, and then the activity for storage itself. This is the main function of the warehouse. And then in the outbound, we have order picking, sortation of bags, packing and shipping, and then postponement and cross-docking. Okay, you can read one by one, and can pass the question if there is unclear for you to understand this activity. I give you about 3 minutes to read this all function. If you have any question, you can directly ask me.
Kudune si Albert sing ditakok mari ini. Aku wis ditakok soalnya.
Di put away ki lek di warehouse di bagian mana? Coba sing lihat nomor 4 function of iki. Put
Is
away ku
the
di
act
bagian
of
mana?
placing merchandise in storage includes material handling and placement.
Maksudnya dia cuma ditaruh di
Sisi.
gudang gitu tah.
Is the
Apa?
act of placing merchandise in storage. It include material handling and placement. Masa setelah barang jadi ya?
Repackaging include the re-labeling, because some
Kayak put away masa
manufacturer doesn't
are wong gawe
put
langsung
the
didol.
label
Ya,
of brand.
Nah, makanya
And
masuk
the
baru nyampe
retailer
langsung
will put
ditaruh
their
di ibu
own
gudang.
label
Kayak,
of brand.
Coba tak tanya ya. Finishing. Oh,
We will learn in detail about the material handling for put away this next week, And then for storage,
Masa?
the
Oh,
layout
astaga, ada storage.
for
Paham aku Bart.
storage
Berarti put away apa?
in detail in
Jadi
the
put away ku kayak
week 7,
penempatan barang ke raknya
and followed
masing-masing
by
sesuai
the
dengan
scheduling
sektor-sektornya.
for routing and
Oh, oke,
scheduling
oke,
for
oke.
order
Harusnya lo
picking.
ya. Soalnya urutannya lo. Habis itu
We talk
habis
in
put away,
detail
habis storage.
for the
Berarti
next
put
3
away
weeks.
itu kayak ngeletakkan tok. Kayak put away meletakkan sesuai dengan tempat
Ah.
sortirannya. Harusnya lo ya.
Hmm.
Soalnya
Storage,
moro-moro
we
muncul storage.
will talk about the warehouse layout. Order picking is the routing to pick up the order as in the picking list.
Nah, itu di replenishing. Replenishing.
Di
Bawaannya put away nomor 5.
Kak Gato.
Oh, babi. Yang di telepon gue download.
Wes.
Yang halaman
Any
11.
question?
Nah,
You
kita
have.
kabar.
Nah, kok put away lah mari.
Betul wes. Jadi kan replenishing. Apa sih?
Be control.
Kita tahu cewek mana?
Primary picking location from
Warehouse ya.
reverse
Kelima ya.
location.
Do you have any question? Or this all the function in warehouse?
Replenishing. Primary picking location from serve storage location. Sore ya.
Apa primary picking location?
Otakku belum nyambung. Primary picking location from reserve storage location.
What do you think about the postponement? What kind of functions is postponement?
Apa ya?
Kan ditolak di
Masuk
dibatalkan
replenishing tuh gini Bert konsepnya.
Anyone for you
Berarti
can
ada barang
explain
baru.
postponement?
Jadi yang barang lama digeser ke storage sebelah buat dikeluarkan, terus yang barang barunya masuk ke storage filter.
Hans?
Tahu lah. Harusnya
You
kayak
know
kemarin
postponement?
barang baru taruh di depan ya. Barang
I think
Jadi.
to store the goods for a longer period of time.
Not exactly.
Masuk by Peter
Correct.
as in the
Anyone can add more?
masuk dibatalkan
explain about the
gara-gara cacat
postponement?
barang ini.
Apa?
Postpone.
Here, postponement
Dibatalkan
may be
gara-gara
done
cacat.
as an optional step. So this is not
Jadi
necessary
dikirim
step, but
gara-gara
an optional steps
barang
after the
cacat.
picking process. Yes, after we pick the product from the bin or the storage area from the storage area, as in the repackaging function, individual items or assortment. This mix
Harusnya kayak
product
ya itu kan repackaging,
are bought
pengemasan ulang.
for more
Cacat,
convenient
barang cacat,
use. Postponement is
Enggak sih,
a
disebut barang
delay,
cacat juga enggak harusnya.
delay
Oh,
in packaging. Let's say
Soalnya
we
kan kalau bisa diartiin ya, berarti ini
we
kan
have some
postponement itu
several
bisa
product,
bisa dilakukan
let's say
sebagai langkah
the
opsional
component or spare part,
setelah sorting
and
gitu loh.
we can put
Jadi kan setelah
them
picking kan
together
sortingnya.
in
Nah,
the
kalau
last
misalnya
box before
As
we
in their
have a
packaging, berarti kan
certain
pada fungsi pengemasan
customer
ulang,
order. Let's say we put in the
barang
large
individunya
box
ini
this
atau yang macam-macam ini digunakan
for
agar
automotive
lebih nyaman.
spare part.
Ini kan assortment.
There is a spare part A, B, C,
Jadi
D,
di
and
filter terus dikemas ulang agar
for
konsumen lebih
convenience
nyaman pakainya.
storage we put it together
Kalau dari arti ya
because
kayak
this
gitu.
all spare part have the
Those
similar
item are
function,
assortment are
and then
boxed
if
for more
there is
convenient use.
certain customer
Atau supaya
order,
gampang nyarinya.
if
Nggak tahu lah.
customer order we order item A and C, so we can mix A and C
Ngecastik
put
Vespa pating
together
suwe yo.
according to the customer order in box A and C. According to the customer order, the certain customer order. So we put in box for temporary storage, and then we take the item according to the customer order. Yeah, that's the means of the postponement. Yes, it cross docking inbound receive from the receiving dock directly to the shipping dock, so no need to storage as the cross dock as the cross dock function. Here from stock keeping units SKUs to customer order. Usually incoming items are received and stored in large volume. For example, this come from plant that produce product A, plant B, product C, and then we put in the warehouse, storage in the warehouse. After we receive, and then we store in the warehouse according to the area for its product types, and then we do the order picking for customer fulfill the customer order. Here there is outbound activity that you can use less than unit
Ya
load.
Bert, Sultan Indonesia pada gugur
pallet
kabeh.
and
Apa?
put into
Loh,
the
ya Indra Kents
truck.
ditahan.
Oh,
Doni Salman ditahan. Berarti ancen sing kaya dari
We
muda itu
receive
ancen ono. Bert.
in large
Tapi
volume,
langka. Salah
and
satunya
then,
Rafathar.
while customer order have
Kaya
a
dari
smaller
lahir.
volume,
wah enak.
we put less than unit load.
Top
What
up skin
means
Mobile
the
Legends
unit
kayak
load?
dusun 5 juta 2 kali.
What means unit load?
Pallet
Do
load
you
per
know?
customer orders less than unit load.
Ini gua sih.
Of the
Ya.
different product.
Banyak.
Ya berapa banyak? Ya di paletnya itu.
What is means unit load?
Ya barang yang ada di palet apa ya? Ya itulah barang yang ada di palet.
Who can answer?
Apa ya? Ngomongnya ya.
Leonardo, do you know unit
Barang
load?
yang ada di palet.
Have you take
Ya itu palet kan
facility
yang ada di
layout?
paletnya kan ya.
Nah iya,
Berat
apa?
yang ada di palet. Ya itu enggak sih
Ya
ngomong.
barang yang ada di paletnya. Jadi kalau kan unit palet loads, while customer order small value atau less than unit load yang dapat diangkut
Have you
loh.
took the facility layout courses? Cindy, do you know
Items.
what is the means of unit loads? Stefanus?
I think
Ya.
You need to be moved or handled at one time, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Yes, unit loads means for if we move the product,
Oh, Bert,
let's say we use
Konro,
pallet, and
ibu
then
tipikalnya
the
apa?
pallet have the
Apa?
capacity
Kon jawab apa
10
sakarep?
box,
Pokok ono hubungan karo kata-kata iku
10
pasti korek,
boxes.
meskipun kon
So
ngarang.
unit load is
Kok tahun?
Aku nggak setengah ngarang.
time
Pokok tak hubung-hubungno.
once we move
Aku sih proses
ngarang,
mikir kan.
consists of
Aku akhirnya rada
10
ngarang.
box, maximum
Dibilang
10
korek.
box. If you
Iki dia ngomong
use hand
aslinya
truck
bukan,
with the
tapi kok dibilang
capacity
korek.
20 units,
Aduh.
so one unit load is considered have a content 20 units. This is the meaning of unit loads.
Oh, cari unit load
Unit lo itu size-nya.
Any questions?
size-nya.
Jadi kalau di unit load itu kan kamu storage
So
tuh bahasa
we
Indonesia ya.
receive
Gia?
in a large
Ada
volume,
di storage
and
itu kan
then
ada namanya
you
palet, ada
can
box,
put
ada kontainer,
the
ya kan?
number of unit
Unit
loads
load-nya
that
itu
consists of
ya
several
box palet
different
kontainer itu.
some
Jadi
different
yang mbok
product
pakai itu pakainya
and
apa?
send
Misal
to the
barangnya kecil ketika
customer.
pakai box. Kalau misalnya barangnya banyak udah ditumpuk tinggal masuk kontainer pakai palet.
Possible arrangement of shipping and
Terus kalau
receiving
buat
area
nganterin ke dock ke
Lebih
docknya
in
kecil
pakainya
the
dari
warehouse.
kontainer.
lebih kecil dari
For example,
yang kita
in
masukin
number
kan.
one, we have the road here. This is a road. So if we only have one direction road in one side, we can
Receiving,
put
shipping.
in the three alternative position for receiving and shipping area. Receiving area we use R symbol,
Aku
and
lebih
the
seneng
shipping is
model sing iki sih.
S. So
Sing
we
apa,
can
tengah-tengah
receive
ya
the
lho.
product to the
Iki receive
receiving area,
Sing
and
tengah
then
itu aku lebih seneng
put
iku
in
sih.
the storage area, and for the shipping
ke alur Pak, itu.
activity we
Apa?
put in the shipping
Alur ya,
area.
Iya.
Here is just a cross dock without a storage in shipping area. This
Apa maksudnya? Di
receiving.
receive yang tengah itu
Or
terus
we
terus
put
ke bawah.
receiving.
Ya
This
kan
the
soalnya highway
product flow.
or jalannya
flow,
itu ada atas
and
bawah,
then
Ber. Kalau yang
shipping. So,
kiri atas itu kan dia
because
cuma
the
bisa
road
cuma ada
here,
atas tok jalannya.
Heeh.
Kalau yang kiri
or
bawah
in
itu dia lepas
junction,
di pertigaan.
here is a receiving
Oh,
area,
gitu ya.
and then the next area is directly to the shipping area. So the product flow is followed by this direction.
Oh, like tengah itu bisa 2 jalur
This
ya.
alternative number one. If the road come in two direction, is the road
Oh,
the
sing
road
pertigaan
here,
di bawah, Dik.
and
Nah,
we
iya
have
kiri
the
bawah
warehouse.
pertigaan nang lagi
Oh,
You can put the receiving area apart from the shipping area, or in the next area as a neighbor between the receiving area and shipping area, or opposite here receiving area, and far away is shipping area. So inbound material, incoming material for this receiving area, and for shipping area in the next door. In the third alternative, here there is two road for truck in opposite this road. So can put the receiving area here and shipping area here, or in this position, and shipping area in this location, or in opposite. This is receiving, and then this for the shipping area. this incoming product and this outgoing product. Yeah. This is an alternative arrangement for receiving and shipping area in the warehouse. Receiving and shipping space planning depend on the decision. These three decisions. Number one is determine what is to be received and shipped. Second is determine the number and type of dogs. And the third is determine the space requirements for the receiving and shipping area within the facility. For the first, what is to be received and shipped? We can analyze using this chart that content on the company names, and then we can fulfill this form to determine what is to be received and shipped. There is 11 column that is to fulfill,
There is
and
11 big.
below is
There
the
is 11.
example of the
Iya, is itu anu kok, bukan jamak kok.
form.
11 itu bukan
This
jamak kok.
form
Tunggal.
to this table that have example description. The example description is still pipe plug and aluminium bar with the unit load type is wooden crate, means the unit load using the wooden crate and the aluminium bar using bundles, and capacity number is for wooden crate the capacity is 3,200 pieces, and for aluminium bar, one bundle consists of 25 bars. The size is the dimension in length, width, and height. And weight is in pounds. Weight in pounds. And then in column 6 is the size of shipment in terms of unit load. For example, steel pipe plug use 12 craft. The size is 12 craft because the unit load is in wooden craft. And the frequency of shipments in column 7, let's say daily or weekly, monthly, quarterly is the frequency of the shipment. This to calculate what is the dimension of the receiving area and shipping area. And transportation modes. For the first items, use truck, and the second item use open bed truck. With the specification of the capacity, truck is 34 feet times 8 feet times by 7 feet. And material handling. The methods of material handling for the first item using fork truck, and the second items aluminium bar using the material handling equipment crane. And the time for loading and unloading. Like this time is for loading and unloading the item. For the first item is 0.75 hours for its loading or unloading activities, and the second item is 5 hours. 5 hours for its shipment. Using material handling equipment crane. From the this form, you can determine the number and type of dock area. The number and type of dock area in the warehouse. The number and type of dock area depend on the waiting line analysis. So we use Queen theory analysis. Queen theory and we use for analysis number to determine the number of dogs that we provide the required service if arrival and or service are poison distributed and the arrival or and service distribution do not vary significantly over time. So relatively is consistent. We use poison distribution as in the Queen theory. If the arrival and service distribution is vary with the time of day or day of week or number of truck waiting at the dock, then we use a simulation analysis. The last two columns in the chart of receiving and shipping analysis chart means this column in this material, this column concerned with the handling of the material on and off, means loading or unloading material from the carrier. If the chart is being completed for an existing receiving and or shipping area, then the current methods of loading and unloading material should be evaluated, and if acceptable, you can record on the chart to calculate the number of dogs. This is several type of apron depth for 90 degree dogs. Means this let's say this a dog. This a dog with this the apron. It is a truck, and here is the dog. This apron tip and depend on the truck length. Can be in the position as in picture A, or here is picture B for post supported canopy.
Masuk
There
90
is
derajat iku.
some canopy here,
Anggap aja 90.
Oh, merek
and
truk lho, 90 derajat.
if there is more than one truck, so it is truck 1 and this the truck 2. So apron tip calculate after the truck 1. Here is a dock of the warehouse, and this for alternative. For each docks, the dock width and apron tip depend on the truck length and the dock tip. This in terms of feet. This in terms of feet. So dock width means this dock width, and then this is the dock width, and this apron depth. So if the dock the length of truck is 40 feet, 1 feet around the 0.3 meter, 1 feet, 40 feet, truck with the length is 40 feet, dock width is 10 or 12 or 14. So the apron tip is 46, or if dock width is 12, and then the apron width is 43. If the dock width is 14, and then the apron tip is required 39 for 90 dogs. It's this one. The length, the apron tip related to the dog width and track length. This is a space requirement for 90-degree dogs. Any questions from you?
Bedanya ambek truk truk.
The maximum track length is 60 feet. So with the dog width 10 feet, required 72 apron tip. If 12, 63, and 14 is 60. The apron tip for truck with the length 40 feet.
Kon coba buka. Oh,
Harry Maguire.
Even though dog
gila.
width is
Apa?
this
Buka
Nggak mau.
apa?
from
Lewat. Dari situ.
this one is dog
Oh, takut ibu.
and
Iya.
this truck this dog width. Of 10 feet are adequate for spotting truck. The potential for accidents, scratch, or and increase the maneuvering times are resulted in accepted width of 12 feet. So even the 10 feet is enough, but for the safety, it's better we set the dog width of 12 feet. 12 feet. This was 90 degree, and this one is if the truck have elevation 45 degree. An exception exists for extremely busy dogs with mainly coming truck where 14-foot dogs width are recommended if the number of incoming truck is large. Here is dogs space requirements as a standard for 95
Lucu lah
foot
Maguire main
trailer
mungkin.
for truck with the length
Oh,
is
Enggak.
65.
Buat TikTok.
So
Delok
with
Maguire
dog
main.
with 10 with the
Konco
degree
dhewe di Smackdown.
the length of the width of the truck. If the angle is less than 90 degree, for example, is 45 degree, so the bay width is larger than the bay width for the 90 degree. And you can follow this
coba
taper.
kon buka PDF halaman 19.
For example, for 45, if
Nah,
we
iku
use
lah tulisannya
the
apron
dog
depth
with
toh.
40,
Coba kon
we
buka
need
sing slide
apron tip
20.
87
Ono
for
tulisannya track length toh.
truck with
Ono tulisannya
length
Track
45
length. Bedone ambek
feet.
apron depth apa? Kan
And
podo-podo dek gambare
bay
panjang.
width is
Panjang truk gak sih?
56
bro.
feet.
Apron depth itu jadi kapasitas parkirnya itu lebarnya berapa?
Tapi
The
kok
minimum manufacturing
tapi
allowance
kok mirip ambek panjang
for
truk
truck
yo.
Panjang buat
change the
truknya
direction
itu apa panjang lahan
of
parkirnya
here
itu
and
berapa?
then this means
Itu apron.
manufacturing
Oke.
allowance
Soro.
for receiving and shipping areas. if we use material handling equipment,
Parkir.
tractor, and then the minimum allowance is 14 feet. If we use a platform truck, it's 12 feet. Forklift is 12 feet, and so on. Manual, use a picker. The person just need 5 feet. We should calculate the direction from enter until they go to outside. This manufacturing allowance needed for in the receiving and shipping area. Okay, before we go to the example number 1, maybe you have any questions, please. Do you have any questions? Why this class so quiet?
I don't have any questions, madam.
Okay.
Langsung disaut.
How about the others?
I don't have to, man. Jawab ya.
Not yet, man.
Jawab.
Okay, I continue with example number 1. Me for space estimation and breakdown at receiving and shipping. In the simulation study has been completed for a new facility and 4 docks warehouse have been specified. 2 docks are to be allocated for receiving and another 2 docks for shipping. 60-foot tractor trailer are largest, so we choose the largest truck with the length is 60-foot tractor trailer carrier serving the facility. The new plant will be positioned to the north of a road that is oriented east-west. You can see the layout. Here the site. Here the new plant. Here is the new plant. And then is the road for exit and entering in the location. All truck will be unloaded and loaded with a lift truck. The docks are located at the northwest corner of the facility. Buffer area are not required, but one staging area must be included for each dock. Each staging area must be capable of holding 52 pallets, 52 pallets loads of merchandise that are its dimensions 48 inch times 40 inch times 42 inch. 1 feet is equal to 12 inch. What are the roadway requirements? To the east, north, and west of the facility, and what space requirements are needed within the facility? These are questions for this problem. This is site layout. We have this road, and we have plan for the truck entering and or here is 12 feet, and for truck widthing 2 times. This is a standard for the width for the truck widthing. If the truck here is we use 60 feet, 24 feet, and this the way for exit of the truck. And then for the dock area, this for dock area consists of the 4 docks, 2 for receiving and another 2 dock area for shipping. This for entering allowance with this 12 feet, and then for its dock we go to
Manuver itu
the
apa sih?
Manuver,
Iya.
pergerakan.
the way for the truck go to the staging area. There is 2 staging area with is 7 inch, and this the office facility and lounge for driver truck drivers. The width is 26 feet for its area, respectively for office and lounge. So we can take the details. All trucks should enter the property from the east of the facility and exit to the west. So this east, this west, and the opposite is the east. Enter to the east, exit to the west. Service road to the east and west of the facility should be 12 feet width. This 12 feet width.
Mari ini ay.
The
Mari
way
ini.
for the truck.
Emelan.
The area
Roti kok
of
emelan.
the north is the north
Roti emelan.
facility.
Abji.
Of
Roti.
on the
Begadang
eastern
ini.
side should be used for truck waiting. Here is in the north for truck waiting. And should be at least 24 feet
Oh iya.
width. Here. All docks should be 90 degree for 12-foot dock. There are 4 docks with width is here is 12 foot. So times by 4 docks. So altogether is 48 foot. Dock face is 48 feet. With the apron tip is 63 feet is required. This as a standard. If we see that in the table, this one, if the truck length, which is the maximum truck length is 60 feet, using the dock width is 12, so we need apron tip is 60 feet. We choose this one. So 63 plus the truck length itself is 60. 63 plus 60 for the truck length. So 123 feet. This apron tip is 63 feet, is in addition to the 60 feet length of the truck. Therefore, the minimum is 123 feet should be allowed between the northern extent of the building and the property line. From northern up the plan is 123. Inside the house itself is a dock with 12 feet. There is 4 docks, 1 and 2 for receiving, 3 and this 1, 2 for receiving, because from the eastern, coming from the eastern side, and then exit to the outside from the western. Ductwork is will extend 6 feet into the building. Therefore, manufacturing distance is 6 for the width of ducts, plus maneuvering allowance is 12, so to 18 feet, times by the width. This all is 12 plus multiply by 4 dogs, so 48 feet. The total area is 864 feet square. Two staging area are required for dropping and staging the product. Here is a staging area. There is 2. Assuming lots are stacked too high, so there is 2 stacking product, and are stored back to back for 13 rows, and its staging area will require an
Kok
area
Suleiman ya, Gopher?
7 feet
Amangan sih aku.
for
Baru kerja.
one staging area, width and 52 feet long. 52 is come from the product should be stored in the unit load in pallet 52 with the dimension of products here. So need 52 feet. 10 feet axle is one. The axle between staging area should be on the each side of the stage material. So the total staging area from here to the end. Oh, sorry, here. There is 3 axle with the width is 10, and 2 staging area with the width is 7 feet, times by the width is 52 feet. The total area is 2,288 feet square. The tracker lounge here is the tracker lounge area is 150 feet square, and for office is also 150 feet square. For an administration. Personal convenience, material handling, equipment maintenance, trash disposal, pallet storage, and packaging material storage area will be integrated with a similar area within the facility. So we will to especially calculate this all area. The total space requirements within the facility consists of the manufacturing area. Manufacturing area is 864 feet square. Staging area, there is two staging area. The total is including the ASL is 2,288 feet square. For structures lawns, this one is 150 feet square, and other for office for administration is 150. We run up the total become 3,500 feet square. This allowed to
Dudik,
for the
Dudik,
house
Apa, Fer?
150 dapat dari mana?
Apa?
for dog area
150.
for the
Ya, diketahui
house.
harusnya, Pak.
Oh, enggak.
Okay, any question?
Masa kada ketahui?
Aku mau tanya ya.
Ya, tanya aja, Fer.
Tanya yang
Kok Samena
No.
sorry ma'am, can I ask
Yes.
one question? I want to ask for the manufacturing area and structures lunch and office. I'm a little bit confused. Get 864 feet square.
864
Yeah.
this one
Itu
comes from 6 plus 12 12 with
12 kali.
for
manuver.
maneuvering is the standard for
Kalau per standar per
Finger. Oh.
If we use platform truck, so minimum for maneuvering area, the width is 12 feet. 12 feet for platform area. Same for if we use material handling is forklift. So yes, for maneuvering the material handling between location 12, and then the width for the length for the dog for each dog is 6. The total is 18 feet times by 4 dogs with each have 12 feet width. So 48 times 18. This for maneuvering area. And for the office and lounge, is a standard that required in this
Bener dik, bener katamu.
diketahui ya.
It's a the data
Langsung
information quite in this case. So this is the data.
Aku masih
So
tiktokan
we
bisa
arrange
connect loh, Ber.
by
Duh, yo BE,
around
DE langsung
6
dari mana
times,
kan aku nggak
actually 6
Nah, itu loh.
times
26
25
nggak sih?
here because
Itu
there is
26 loh.
52 pallets with one pallet is 1 feet, so all the need 22 feet
Kenapa enggak?
divided by 2 here is 26 and for lunch area is also 26 here is 150 feet square. This is the data.
Udah. Oke. Ya. Oke, ma'am. Thank you.
Sim.
This the data required
Ma'am,
from
I'm
this
hungry.
problem. Next is the dock location. When we should put the dock position, which location in this position. Determine where the facility and docks should be positioned on the building site and designing safe access route to dock area. There is eight factors should be considered in this decision. One is where is the material needed or produced in a plant, where. And second is how much space will the dock and manufacturing area require. The third, will the operation need more dock position soon? And what type of dock will best serve the operations? What is the safe design for access routes? Later we have also the topic about the warehouse safety. This we should consider the safe design for access routes. Will the operation receive or ship delivery by rail or truck? How will site topography affect traffic and dock operations? And the last is, what are the dimensions of the safe approach? These questions should be determined to consider for considering the position of our docks. If we have some storage of warehouse facility, we can put expansion alternative. Here is the if we have the flow. Number one is the material flow can come from this side, and the exit flow is from this side. So we put the extension area in the opposite side of the this these three ways exit area. This is a expansion direction. So if we want to extend this area, we should extend in this direction. This is the extension area for alternative number 2. And if alternative number 3, if the flow is comes or exit from this direction, we put the extension area in this direction. And this alternative number 4, number 5, and so on. Storage operation. We will discuss in detail after the next 2 weeks because next week we will discuss about the material handling equipment and then storage layout and followed by the order picking, routing and scheduling. In this one of the primary function in the warehouse, where the customer requirements for storage and warehousing function are to be able to obtain the desired good quickly and in good condition. Therefore, in designing storage and warehousing system, it's desirable to maximize space utilization, utilization of the equipment, utilization of the labor in the warehouse, material accessibility, and material protection. The next is the order picking operations. This is the most critical functions in the distribution operation, especially in the outbound activity before we send it to the customer. We pick according to the picking list of the customer order. It is at the center of the flow of product from suppliers to customer. This picture shows the distribution of the annual operating expenses, and we can see that the picking or order picking is the largest portion of the total cost in activity in the warehouse, where we have in a typical of function of warehouse, there is a shipping activity, order picking, storage, and receiving. The composition of the cost in order picking is the largest, is 55%. 55%. You can see the shipping is 20%, storage is 15%. Storage is you know as the cost, holding cost, handling cost, storage cost is 15%. But it still depend on the type of the product. It's generally speaking is in this distribution. And then for the shipping itself is 10%, smallest. This one is the typical distribution of an order picker's time. If we break down the order picking time, it consists of travel time, searching time, picking time, setup time, and other components. But here is the most portion in the order picking times. In fact, by the travel time, the travel time is 50%. That's why if we optimize the layout and the routing of the order picking, so we can make efficient activity in the warehouse. Order picking is in the cost is the largest, the most costly activity, and in order picking time itself, travel time by manually or material handling equipment is the largest component. Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
We will discuss order picking system after we design the storage layout. So next week we talk about the material handling equipment in the warehouse, and then followed by the warehouse layout and order picking optimization. This too is a comparison between the traditional technology and the digital technology using the warehouse. In the traditional or conventional technology, we know as the conveyor, ASRS, carousel, PTR, voice picking. And if we transfer to the digital technology using robotic, IoT or sensor, there is AI or machine learning, EGV, drones, advanced analytic, blockchain technology, AR, and cloud. With great benefit comes from using digital technologies in the warehouse. Yes, the warehouse digitalization can create new capabilities to tackle the trends of the future. The trend of the future are in the first slide. We see in the first slide, that's the trends for the future. Dynamic orchestration of the distribution network to support absorb the demand changes, optimize throughput to support high order volume of small quantities. This typical of the e-commerce or high order volumes of small quantities across wide uh, stock keeping units, SKU assortments. Optimize cycle times and facility to support next hour segment of product personalized to order. Drive down operational costs to efficient and collective optimization of man, machine, space, and energy resources. And the last is, but not least, create differentiating customer experiences to fulfillment, accuracy, visibility, reliability, and speed. This technology leverage for warehouse digitalization. We see from the customer value driver. Customer value driver consists of the customer experience and efficiency, cost efficiency. Customer experience can be measured in the metric of product availability instead of PA. PA is product availability. PQ is product quality. FP is fulfillment facility. CC is corporate citizen. This all is the customer experience. And cost component is OA, operational efficiency, and product cost. So if we use advanced analytic, let's say for big data analytic in smart warehouse or using artificial intelligence and machine learning, if you get the additional value added in terms of fulfillment facility, we use this one. Advanced demand prediction capabilities can drive optimum position of the product assortment in the distribution network as a dynamic and continuous process factory a wide variety of signals. This can include social media feeds, website clicks streams, weather, macroeconomics indicators, point of sales data, etc. This for fulfillment velocity and can increase the product availability. This is a potential benefit, reduce fulfillment cycles, lower the transportation costs, and improve the profitability. And if we use the technology IoT sensor and blockchain, can have the customer value driver in product quality and reduce the operational efficient increase the operational efficiency costs. Operational cost efficiency in using blockchain, IoT, and AI is the potential benefit using these two technology. And the rest you can read some benefit using the digitalization of the warehouse, smart warehouse. Okay. So there is robotics, AR, augmented reality, HGV, augmented guide vehicles, or drone, and then this one is the rest. Okay, the material has been finished. These references we use it from the bracket designate warehouse operation with a new post-conflict beginning from the supply chain management review. And then I put one reference from the facility planning from Tompkins et al. In the e-learning in ULS for chapter 7. And next week we will talk about material handling. This is chapter 8. Okay, that's all. Any questions? Material has been finished. Any questions? Don't forget to fill the presentation in the new Papaya Torasi IP. Okay, if you don't have a question, I think it's today enough. We will continue next week with the same. You see the Zoom link, the email at the email, your email Ubaya account for next week. There, send to your email. Okay. Enough for today. See you next week. And good evening. Thank you.